So hi, this is going to be a really short video because I'm middle of something right now. It's a bit of an emergency and I can shoot all the full-fledged review. Today, I'll be reviewing this. This is the Ear Acoustics VSA Max. It looks stunning. It has a lot of sparkles in its faceplate. The body is made out of plastic. The ear tips that are included in this are very short, so there's a large opening and a lot less nozzle to penetrate before it can hit your eardrums, and this is important. I will talk about that later in the tonality section, but this is that. The cables are really great. It has interchangeable connection terminations, which is extremely good in my opinion, and it feels premium. It has a snake logo. uh, Hope it focuses like that, and yeah, it's kind of good. You can feel the premiumness of the cable. There is nothing like noises when it rubs in your shirt. But to understand this IEM, first of all we need to discuss a few things. This is not a general adherence tuning. Like, not a lot of people will find this tuning at all pleasable. Why? Because it has a resonance peak around the treble region. The early in the treble, around the 6 to 8K region, it has a good amount of resonance peak. So this welcomes a discussion that needs to be done, wherein you have to address the program material, which means the music that you're listening to, into the discussion of the review. Why? Because your music matters a lot. It matters way more than anything that looks in a piece of paper. Suppose you are into acoustics. There are certain peaks in your IEMs which can give that whole representation extra flavor. Most of the technicalities, the sound stage, most of this ornamentation factor of the sound is generally in the frequency response, and the other half is in the music itself. A frequency response is only be so describable when you use a music that resolves all the frequency spectrum equally. Unless there is a large correlation between all the frequency ranges, you can't uh, pick up a product material or program material. Like for metal, for things like hard rock, these things usually work very best with reviews. Why? Because they cover a whole spectrum. But things like acoustic music or jazz really has a really tough time while reviewing something. Why? Because it has gaps in the frequency response, or it some resonances accentuates some characteristics in the instrument, different instrument, that it might be a pleasurable even though it is not good. So the peak in the treble region in this IM is because of that. This is marketed as female poison or something, which means the enchanting factors of the female vocals, which means the airiness, the sizzliness, uh, the treble that gives the female vocals an angelic nature. This IM tried to mimic that, or should I say, boost that to another dimension. This is why this peak exists in the first place in the frequency response of this IM. Now, changing the tips offers a lot of variation because, as you can see, uh, hope it focuses. This is a really short tip, and if you use anything like final E, which is narrow port, it will give you a lot of treble cutoff, and it will accentuate the bass region, the mids region a lot, which I didn't like because it has a lot of lower mid region too, which eventually muddies up the whole presentation. And some things like the Iltek Baroque is also not quite plausible to my taste, if I say that. Deformity factor. So tip rolling is quite necessary with this IM. You have to take extra care for the tips because I didn't had any tips in my arsenal. I lost my tips. Someone stole my tip box recently, so I have 5 to 6 tips, and I didn't find anything that is good with this IM. So you need to do a lot of tip rolling. The bass is good. It has a lot of amplitude. It is rumbly. The mid bass is good. The low end is thick. A lot of texture, a lot of details, incredible amount of textures in every instrument. The note weight is really really good. The extreme upper treble is cut off, so the irritating factors like the brush off of the instruments or the very high airy regions in the songs are cut off to an extent, which I like. But what I didn't like was the peak, because even though with female vocals the peak was a bit too high for me. So what you need to enjoy in this IEM is extremely good recording, which had a lot of female vocals. But it also, due to the fact that it has a bit more treble emphasis, the textures, the overtones that resides in this region in the treble, which means the overtones of the guitar, the overtones of the not that piano, but overtones of any kind of guitar, acoustic, classical, Spanish, everything sounded really really good. There are a few things that you need to consider before buying this IM, and that is that what you want from this IM. Apart from that, it's a pretty interesting IM. Like I haven't, like, mad respect for trying something unique in this IM business. But yeah, it is advertised as it says. It is made for female vocals only, and you should consider that while buying this IM. I can't recommend or bash it clearly, because I don't understand this IM fully, because I don't listen to a lot of female vocalists. And yeah, that's my review. Bye.